Yeah, boy. What's happening?
Man, I feel bad. We said that we were going to have something special for episode 10, and we have nothing.
Well,
Other than you being in Shanghai.
Hong Kong. Hong Kong, coming at you live from the city of Hong Kong. Yeah, man, we're here. We've been here for a few days. Well, we actually went to Macau first for a couple of days so I could play some poker.
Macau, yeah.
Play some poker. It's like
I can't remember that name for the life of me.
It's like Macau. Like, who's cow? Macau.
Yeah.
Yo, have you seen Macau, man?
Yeah. Look at that over there. Somebody's cow got out. Oh, that's my cow.
Yeah. So that was fun.
No, that's my cow.
So we went there for a couple of days to... It's like the mini... Well, it's not the mini. It's the... What's the Las Vegas of Asia? And it's kind of similar to Las Vegas. Not quite as big and glamorous as Las Vegas is, but it has like similar hotels and stuff, like an MGM, a Wynn, Venetian, Parisian, and a couple of other ones that are unique to here.
You did some gambling?
Did a little bit of gambling. The slots are terrible. Don't play slot machines here. They basically have like 5 different kinds of slot machines or games you can choose from. Then everything else is baccarat, baccarat, baccarat. I have never seen so many tables of a similar game in one place. It's what everybody likes to play here, and it's the stupidest fucking casino game that like I've ever seen. There's no skill to it at all.
What do you do?
It's kind of like blackjack, but like the goal is to get 9. You can't go over 9. 8 or 9 are like the numbers you want to get. So like you have a dealer and a banker. So like 2 different hands, and you can either bet on the dealer hand or the player hand or the banker hand. Yeah, so player and banker. And then the dealer deals out 2 cards for each hand and then adds up the total. So if it's 8 or 9, that hand wins. Or if it goes over, say if it's like a face card and a 4, it like resets after 9. So like 14 counts as 4, 15 counts as 5, etc. And it's just like, the closest to get to 9 wins. And if one hand goes over, then they'll deal a 3rd card to add to it to try to get to the total without busting. Like I said, kind of like blackjack, but it's all pure chance. Like all you do is you bet on one hand or the other, and either you win or you lose. It makes no sense. And majority of tables is $1,000 like per hand, like minimum bet. And that's in like, I guess that is in like Hong Kong dollars.
1,000.
Yeah, it's like Hong Kong dollars, but that's still like $150 US. And like most of them there were like a lot of 1,000. There were some 2,000, some 3,000 minimum bets. And that's what everybody's playing is this fucking baccarat and playing with that much money. And it's, again, just a game of complete pure luck or chance. Made no sense to me. I didn't want to do it. No, I stuck to the poker rooms. And it sucks too. That's another thing is like poker was not is not a very popular thing over here. Out of all the casinos we went to, I only found 2 casinos that even offered the game. Everybody's playing fucking baccarat over everything else. It was an adventure just finding the game that I wanted to play. But once I did play, it was nice. It was expensive too, really expensive. Like to play, like the blinds were $50 and $100 blinds, which is a lot. It's basically playing like maybe like it's like $7, $14 blinds.
That's a lot.
That's a lot, because most games that I'm used to playing back home are like 1-2.
7-14 a round?
Yeah, just to play. Usually back home, like at the casinos in Oklahoma, it's like 1-2 is the popular game. Here it's 7-14, so...
Got some ballers out there, dude.
It was fun, though. I won a little bit. I played for 7 hours, grinded for 7 hours, just up and down on my chip stack, but finally walked away ahead a couple thousand, so...
You went to the horse races?
Yes, man. Last time we went to Happy Valley Horse Track. It's the racing season is from like September to July here, and it's every Wednesday night, and sometimes on weekends they do horse races. But man, this horse track was massive, and it was really cool. And they run on like turf, like actual grass, which is different too, because back home the only tracks I've ever seen were all dirt. We watched them pony races, bet on a couple of them. I made like maybe 8 or 9 bets and only won one of them. Jody picked that horse to win, but I was like, no, let's just pick it to place.
We had 8 and 12.
8 and 12, and they shit the bed.
Dr. Disrespect.
Dr. Respect.
Oh, it was Dr. Respect?
The horse was Dr. Respect. But there's that guy, Dr. Disrespect, who does
Oh,
the
okay.
streaming of like PUBG with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
glasses and the mullet.
For some reason, I was just thinking that that's
Were
what.
you reading again?
Yeah. Fucking reading, dude. That's why I stick to audiobooks. I wish I could
Man.
highlight the paragraph and then just be like, click it and just be like, it reads it for me.
There may be something out there that does that.
Surely that
There's got to
exists
be a
by now.
program that does that. Surely that exists.
I don't mind reading it, but I'd so much rather listen to it. Just highlight that and just listen to the paragraph real quick, man. That would be epic.
Was there a book that you actually read through cover to cover, or is everything that you've quote unquote read been like audio books?
Yeah, I've read a ton of books cover to cover. Yeah, yeah. I just recently got into audiobooks, but this year I've listened to more books than I've actually read my entire life.
I read my first book cover to cover this year. At least
What?
from as long as I can remember, cover to cover.
That's kind of sad, dude.
It is.
What'd you read?
It is. Ready Player One, which is actually kind of a cool little story.
Dude, what you need is a book that rocks your world. Like, once you read a book that really, really changes your perspective on things and then, like, just hits you right there where you needed to be hit. I don't know. Then it really sets it off.
Maybe that's what it is, yeah.
And you're like, damn, there's really something to these books. You need that experience. Mine was like the Total Money Makeover. When I read that book, I don't know what happened. It just, things lined up at that point, and I read that book, and everything just kind of fell into place and made sense, and I credit that book for a lot of things.
Yeah, that is probably what I need, because I've tried to pick up books before, and I'll read it, and I'll get a couple chapters into it, and it's just kind of, I don't know, it's not very captivating, and so like I'll put it down and never pick it back up and not think twice about it because I just wasn't that interested in it.
Yeah.
So that's
yeah.
what I definitely get what you're saying.
I definitely believe in that. I definitely believe in not finishing books. Like, there's several books that I bought and picked up, and I was like, man, this is fucking dumb. Like, I don't care about any of this, or I don't like the author. A lot of times they'll say, furthermore. It's like every other page. Furthermore, furthermore, furthermore. I don't know. I'm picky.
Yeah, I just gotta find a good book. I'm not really interested in like fictional stories that much either. I think I like more of something where I feel like I'm learning something. I did get that book, that Treasure Island, on Audible, and I started listening to it, and it's cool, but like at the same time,
Yeah. That's fun, man. That's a good one.
I can't just like put it on in the background and listen to it. Like I have to actually listen to it because of how the dialogue goes and stuff. It's
Yeah, I rarely just put on a book and just sit there and stare at the wall. It's like I'm always doing something. It was perfect when I was hiking to go hunt, and when I was hunting, that's when I was reading that book. That was perfect timing to listen to something like that. Because, dude, you really got lost. Like, I would really get lost in that book, and it was awesome because you could just zone out and just walk, It was really, really cool. I was actually listening to that book, and I stocked up on this giant bull. It was early on in the season. It was hot as fuck. I was sweating my balls off, and that bull was kind of hanging out at the top of this canyon under this tree, kind of middle of the day, and I stocked up onto him about 45 yards, and the wind was just swirling in that bowl, and I was sweating my ass off, so it was just a matter of time before I got busted, but I was trying to get the shot, but he smelled me at the very last second.
always the last
But
second.
I was listening to that book the whole time I was stalking in onto that bull, so it was pretty cool.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Man, I had had kind of a funny dream last night. I was thinking about this because I remember it because I was telling Jody about it at breakfast this morning. I was working somewhere. I don't even remember where I was working. I just remember I was working. It was the middle of the day, and somebody was like, hey, you want to go play golf? And I was like, yeah, let's go play golf. And so I just leave work, didn't even clock out or anything. I'm like, let's go hit the golf course. And I obviously just kind of show up on a golf course because that's just how things happen in a dream. You turn around and you're in a different place. Anyways, I'm at this course with a friend, and we're about to tee off on the tee box, and I had this female caddy, and I was asking her, I said, hey, how much is it going to cost to play today? And she said, it's going to be $400. And I'm like, why is it $400? I've never paid that much money to play golf. And she's like, well, it's just $400. That's how much you need to play. And I said, well, I've never paid $400 before. I've always paid like less than $100. And she said, well, you have to tip me, and Christmas is coming around, and I need money to buy presents for my kids, and I got bills that I'm behind on. And the caddy was trying to get extra money out of me, and I was like, well, no, I'm not going to pay you this money, so let's go back to the office and talk about it. And she started crying and went in this room, because there's rooms on a golf course, and slammed the door shut, and she's like crying and screaming behind this door because I wouldn't give her the money that she wanted as a tip. And then this is where it gets funny. Maybe. After that, I go to like this driving range to hit some balls, and I pull a driver out of my bag, and I bend over to hit it, and I'm noticing like I'm bending over a lot, and I stand back up, and my club is only like 2 feet long. It's like a kid's club, and I'm like, what the fuck? I can't use this club. So I asked somebody, I was like, hey, I need a.
What if you just got really tall?
I have no idea what was going on. And I was like, I can't use this. And I pulled the putter out of the bag, and the putter's the same way. It's like a 2-foot club. Like the shaft is like like super short. And I'm like, what the fuck? I need a bigger club so I can go play.
So you kidnap a lady.
No, I didn't kidnap her. She was a caddy that was just trying to extort money out of me, and I wouldn't give it to her. So she threw a hissy fit behind a closed door. And then I went to practice, and I had short clubs.
It sounds like you kidnapped her, threw her in her closet, and then stole a little kid's set of golf clubs.
Maybe that's how it went down. I just remember it differently.
I need to wake up and like write down my dreams, because I can't even tell you how many dreams I forget about. But like I'll kind of remember them initially, but then they just kind of float away.
I almost wrote that one down this morning because I woke up at like 6 a.m. And I was thinking about it as soon as I woke up. And I knew that like there was actually a little notepad next to our bed with a pen, and I thought about writing it down, but I didn't. I still ended up remembering some of it, but yeah, man. Stupid.
Man, how strange is that you have this whole different reality when you go to sleep, in that each reality in your dream state has like a different theme?
It's hard to explain. Scientists can't even explain that, man. You can't ask me to explain it. It is weird, though.
That's some weird stuff, man.
I was thinking, actually, just yesterday, man, like when we were walking around, I was just looking at all of the people here, you know, and I got into that mindset of thinking, like, it's crazy how each person that you pass by, you know, is like in their own little world doing their own thing. They have their own whole life that they know. Each single person. I mean, even like the tie this guy is wearing, okay? But like, I wonder if he remembers the time like when he bought that tie. Where was he? You know, somebody made that tie.
Yeah, their little body and everything they're seeing and their loved ones and everything, they're just as important to them as ours are to us. It's weird to think that people just go to war and just kill something like that, you know, kill a living person that has thoughts and feelings and families. And man, yeah, I've thought about that.
I've always just wondered about just random people's just backgrounds, like, you know, like do they have siblings? What memories do they have of like when they went to school, or I don't know, just random things about random people.
Yeah.
Like I wonder what all that they have done in their life to get them to this point to where I'm passing them on the subway. Like, where did they come from, you know?
Maybe one day we'll be able to read everybody's minds.
It's coming. Cell phones implanted in the brain.
Would that be scary? Would you like that?
I don't know.
No, I think initially everybody would be freaked out about like all the crazy thoughts that people have, but then that would all level out eventually. And then you could really get to the freaks.
Do you target whose mind you want to read, or are you just listening to everybody's thoughts at the same time? Because then there would just be mumble jumble.
You ever notice whenever you're watching a concert or something on TV and people are yelling, and then they'll pan to a girl and she's screaming, and then they'll pan away from her, and you can still hear that particular girl screaming. You know?
Yeah.
So it's like it could be mumbo jumbo, and then you could just like look over and kind of tune in on people. I feel like because that's how like that is kind of.
I was just talking about this yesterday too to see like just where technology is going to go in the upcoming years. Oh, which reminds me, I was thinking about it because like Jody and I did a VR thing. There was like a VR park in one of the malls in Macau that we went to, and what is this?
Macau.
He's sending me these random pictures, and you fuck up my thing that I'm talking about. Oh my god. Anyways, all right. So we go to this VR park in this mall, and we pay to do some VR video games. The first one we did was really cool. Like you sit in this in these chairs, and like you strap in with like the over-the-shoulder things, and you put on the headset. And it takes you into this world of like you're sitting inside of like a giant robot, and he kind of steps down and like you're in the moving chair, so like it feels like you're moving with it. And then next thing you know, he jumps out of this building, and the chair like leans forward, and they have fans that blow on you, so it feels like you're falling with the robot. And then he's like running across the city and like jumping across buildings and like over subways and things like that, and you're just moving the whole time watching it in your headset, and it was so freaking cool. Almost makes you nauseous a little bit, but it was really cool, a VR experience. And then we also did one of like shooting. Like we put on these vests, like we're in this big square open room, and we put on like the headset and these vests, and we had these guns, and we were on this platform, kind of like a rooftop, and there was like all these aliens and stuff that would keep coming at us and like climbing over the edge or flying at us, and we'd have to like shoot them all and move around, and you'd have to like pick up health packs and like change out your guns and stuff. And it's just a VR experience. It felt so cool. And then like when you get done, you take off the headset, and it like takes a second for your brain to kind of like get back into the real world. It's pretty freaking cool though.
Are you running around picking up?
Yeah, I mean, like you're kind
Health
of in this
packs?
small little space, maybe like a 12 by 12 foot square is kind of like your area. Like the space is bigger than that, but like if you go past that, like you'll fall off the roof or whatever. So like you want to like stay in like this area on the roof, and yeah, like just like little health packs would pop up, and like me and Jody were playing together, and Jody would have like a health bar above her name, and I'd have one above mine. So she could tell me like, hey, you're about to die. So I'd have to run over to this corner and pick up a health pack and keep moving around and stuff. Then there'd be like little zones, like it was like set into like quarter zones, and there'd be like attacks that come in, and it would like flash red of like where the attacks were going to go. So you had to like move to a zone that wasn't going to get hit, and yeah, just keep moving around and shooting all these little aliens and big bugs that are coming at you and shit. It was cool, man. Really cool.
That's so cool, man. I love VR stuff. That's the future, man.
Yeah, and that's when I got to talking about like the future of like video games and stuff after that, because that experience was fun. There was obviously like some glitches and stuff in it a little bit, and it would lag a few times, but overall the experience was really cool. And I was thinking like, man, like that what we just did is just the beginning of like where VR is going to go. Definitely just beginning. It's like the Nintendo 64 of VR, and the PlayStation 4 is just around the corner, you know. Technology is so expensive when it's new and big and it's the new thing. Like TVs. Like remember when 3D TVs came out, man? It was like $2,000, $3,000 for a TV that does 3D. And then like a year later you could get it for like $400.
Did you see the new Apple computer?
No. What about it?
It's like $62,000.
What?
Yeah, look it up. Hashtag look it up.
Jamie, can you
look it up, dude? Look it up.
All right, hang on a second. Apple, what, just Apple's new computer?
It's like 60 grand is what I hear. It's this big tower, and it's supposed to be just, you know, a ton of mega RAMs and hard bytes, and
you think it'll play PUBG?
It's got it all. Maybe Tetris, yeah. Look that shit up, dude. You won't buy one.
I'm looking. The top-of-the-line version of Apple's newest desktop computer, the long-awaited refresh of the Mac Pro, however, costs more than any bicycle I know of. In fact, it's pricier than a new BMW 3 Series. A computer that costs more than a car.
Supposed to buy this stuff, dude.
Those guys playing baccarat for $1,000 a hand at the Macau casino. Only 1.5 terabytes of memory. That seems kind of low for something that price. 4 terabytes of storage. 32 gig graphic cards. That doesn't even really sound like a lot. In the box, Apple kindly tosses in a mouse, a magic keyboard, and a charging cable. Well, that's nice of them. At least they include a charging cable with it. It does not, however, include a monitor for your extremely expensive new machine. So you gotta, you buy this computer, you get a mouse and a keyboard and a charging cable, but you don't have a monitor to see what the fuck you're doing on it, like while you're playing with it. That's so stupid. That's crazy though, man. $60,000 for a computer. That's pretty. It's pretty ballsy of Apple.
Would you buy
to
one?
put something out like that? Fuck no.
Dude, if I had the money, I would buy you one, and I would buy you one of those and a Tesla and a Cybertruck.
A Cybertruck. I would take it.
I'd be the type of dude to get you a Cybertruck.
I would drive a Cybertruck.
Hell yeah. I'm a total bandwagoner. Well, actually, it took me about 30 minutes, and I fell in love with it. Like, at first I was like, nah. I don't know. Then it turns into this thing that it's just too trendy, and I don't like being a follower. You know what I mean? I don't want to go with the crowd and with what they're doing. I always kind of shy away from that. So the fact that everybody has boners about it it kind of turns me off.
That was just a concept what they showed too, though. Like they said, even like it wouldn't even.
That's a concept?
Yeah, like that's not even like what the final thing is gonna look like.
Did you see him driving it?
Yeah, you can still drive it and shit, but that doesn't mean that like that's what the final thing is gonna look like. Like they were just trying to get people excited about something.
Some random dude caught one driving down like the LA freeway, and they said it was Elon Musk.
It could have been, but like you can't buy one right now.
You don't think it's gonna officially look like that?
You didn't see like what he did, or like what Tesla did, or what Elon did to like get people to like invest in this, so he can like actually make a bunch of them. Like he had people like pre-order the truck, but he said like it wouldn't even be available for like another 2 or 3 years.
2 or 3 years?
Yeah, it's like way down the line. So, I don't know.
That's insane.
Hey, man, I made it to the playoffs in my fantasy football league.
You did?
I don't know how,
Yeah,
but
we
I
haven't
did.
talked about that since the beginning of Pouring Smoke. Do you realize that? Like, we started this podcast, I feel like, when football season started, right?
10 weeks. It's been a little more than 10 weeks. It's been like 3 months, 2 or 3 months that we've been doing it. But yeah, man, I made it to the playoffs. And it's funny. I had the same record as like 4 other people, but I ended up getting in the 4th spot because I scored the most total points throughout the season by like, I think I beat a guy out by like maybe 30 points, like total points throughout the season. So I got that last spot for the playoffs. And then this week...
in the playoffs, baby.
I'm in the playoffs. Week 1 of the playoffs is in the books, but you play somebody for 2 weeks, and then the total of those 2 weeks, you'll either advance or play for something else. But the guy's only 1.5 points ahead of me after week 1, so I got a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Yeah. Man, if I win, it's like $600.
How are you going to get paid? PayPal?
Yeah, dude. Venmo. I got an account back in America you can send it to. Just put it in my bank account.
Why do people do that? Why do people go from PayPal to Venmo to Cash App to all? Why do we use all these different apps when you can do the same thing on the same app?
Yeah, China keeps it simple with WeChat. Do everything in WeChat.
The wrestler?
Wrestler? What are you talking about?
You talking about China the wrestler?
Yeah, she just uses one app. She keeps it simple.
You remember her?
She was old. She was in Playboy. I don't think
What? Oh,
I don't
yeah,
think I would
that's
really
right.
care to see
Ugh.
that though. She's a big woman. Intimidating. Who was better, China or Xena Warrior Princess?
They would have made a good couple.
They kind of look alike, actually.
I know, right? Gina's like the prettier version, though.
Last week was the conference championship games, and so Oklahoma played at 1 a.m. China time, played at 1 a.m. China time, and then like LSU and Georgia played at like 5 a.m. So basically on Saturday, I woke up at 6:30 to go to work. Went to work all day Saturday until 6 p.m. Went to the computer cafe to play PUBG for a couple of hours. And then I came home because we were going to record an episode of the podcast, but it fell through. But I ended up staying awake, watching the game at 1 o'clock in the morning, stayed up through all of it, watched the beginning of the 5 o'clock game, and ended up finally passing out on my couch at like 5:30 a.m. after staying up all night. So Saturday was a long day, but a good day. Oklahoma won, Big 12 champions. Woohoo! On to the playoffs, playing LSU, round one of the semifinals. To hopefully OU can win a national championship this year. I don't know if they will. LSU is going to be a tough game.
Do you not remember we were watching that together, fool?
We were watching it together. Well, kind of. We were talking to each other while it was happening.
But I don't understand this. You said that LSU needed to lose, right?
No. Utah needed to lose, which they did. Everything worked out how it was supposed to.
The whole time I was watching it, I thought that Georgia was supposed to win. And
No.
LSU was supposed to lose.
No, we needed Georgia to lose.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's good.
They beat the shit out of them.
Yeah, I saw what the final score was. It looked like it wasn't that close of a game. And I missed, goddamn, the Oklahoma game came down to overtime. And, of course, when that happens, my signal goes out and I stop streaming on my television. I miss all of overtime because of my damn network and streaming service I was using. Of course, it cuts out on the most important part, and I can never get connected again. So I had to go back to YouTube and rewatch the highlights of what all happened. But that's cool, man. I'm glad they won. It's been fun keeping up with them all season. Jalen Hurts is a finalist for the Heisman this year, which is awesome. So that makes it 5 years in a row that Oklahoma has produced a finalist for the Heisman.
How do they
Trophy.
do that?
How do they do what? How do they choose?
How do they always have a Heisman guy?
What do you mean? A Heisman is an award. It's like the best player in college football every year. It's like the MVP of college football.
I know. How do they always have that guy?
How does Oklahoma always have that guy?
They get these kids from all over the country, or what happened?
Yeah, of course. I mean, they're recruited from all over the country, but I mean, they have to be coached up to that level of performing, though, right? So like a lot of it's on the coaches too, that determines, maybe if somebody's.
I thought we were breeding these guys like it was something in our water making these quarterbacks.
Two of them were from Texas. Like Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray, the two guys that won the Heisman at Oklahoma, are both from Texas. Played high school football in Texas. Won championships in Texas. State championships.
Baker. That's his name. Can you imagine naming your kid Baker? What the fuck?
And he doesn't even like bread.
He doesn't? Is that a fact?
I don't know. I'm just saying his parents may be disappointed.
Oh, I was like, holy shit.
Your name is Baker,
How
but you
ironic.
hate bread.
I'm going to name my kid Mechanic.
And he's going to turn out to be a dancer.
Toll booth guy.
It's not even going to work.
I've been thinking about an alias, so I'm going to be the gangster of love.
Your name, okay. But that makes no sense for you. You're not a gangster. You're maybe like the complete opposite of a gangster.
It's of love. It's not like
Gang banging.
being a gangster. You're a gangster of love.
Man, I'm pretty sure I was playing with a mob boss at the poker table. Man, he had like one of those fat diamond sapphire rings on his pinky, and maybe like in his 60s, big dude, burly, had kind of like the square face and like didn't smile at anything. Very intimidating looking guy. Where did he come from? What did he do earlier in their day? Cut off somebody's finger?
He's probably carrying it in his pocket.
Yeah, I didn't even know it.
Who you voting for?
There's a few people I like. I don't even know if I'm going to get to vote. I don't think they'll let me do it online.
You going for the white, the black, the Asian, or the woman? Or the old man?
I know, right? Choose your category. You see that pigeon that I ate last night?
You had roasted pigeon last night.
A pigeon. Yeah, it's something I never would have thought of should be on a menu. Man, New York would be killing it if a restaurant decided to serve pigeon.
$9 a pop?
Yeah, New York could get away with that too.
We need to go down there and eradicate all the rats and then turn it into like a protein, like a healthy protein. Like they have grasshopper little protein bars. We could make it like a trend, you know?
I don't think it's healthy to eat rat. Do they carry a lot of diseases?
Humans carry a lot of diseases and we're going around fucking each other.
Yeah, but we banging other people that have the same disease, so it doesn't really matter that much.
That is dumb. That is not a good argument.
Yeah, don't take that to the debate stage.
Like, yeah, trying to get your rat protein bar approved by the FDA.
But sir, aren't rats dirty? Man, you dirty.
Like you ain't? You ate a flying rat yesterday.
It is a flying rat, pretty much pigeons. It's weird. It kind of tasted, it was a very dark meat. Like there wasn't any light meat on it. It was dark and it kind of tasted like liver flavored poultry. It was okay, man. The skin was good because it was like crispy.
It looked good. The picture? Did you eat the head?
No, that's like the only thing we didn't eat. But it's like the whole bird. Like I don't even know if they took the feathers off before they put it in that fryer. I did eat feathers on a bird when I had that balut in the Philippines. I told you, man. I was shitting feathers for like 2 days, man.
You really were?
Yeah. I noticed it like in my stool, man. Like when you wipe. Because, you know, you always look at it when you wipe.
Yeah. You got to. I don't even know why, like, even on the first wipe when you know it's going to be bad, you still look. Why do you look at that one? That one, for sure, is a muddy mess. And you still look.
Not every time, man. Sometimes you have those ghost poops, man, to where your first wipe is clean and nothing happened. You're like, okay.
Yeah, but you know them wipes where you're like, okay, there's for sure something on there.
Yeah. There's definitely those.
Did you see that video of that guy swimming in the septic tanks?
No.
Yeah.
Who does that? Is it his job?
No, he was doing it as like this weird kinky pleasure thing. He was like kind of getting off on it, I guess.
Yeah, that's not
he
something
was swimming
that I
in
think I would.
it and just like bathing in it. He loved it. It was like a hot tub to him, and it was just like septic tank full of shit. This guy was swimming in, and he set up a GoPro camera. People got some weird kinky shit going on in their brains, and they want weird and different things. I mean, I'm not surprised anymore. Whatever happens, I'm just like, nothing surprises me. After I saw that guy swimming in a septic tank, especially, I'm like, it's over. I've seen everything.
Yeah. I stepped in some dog shit the other day. Well, the thing is, dogs also just shit on the sidewalk sometimes over here in China, and like people don't clean it up. And so like it's not
dogs and kids.
Yeah, so you never know what it came from. This was definitely dog shit though that I stepped in.
People don't know that little kids run around shitting on the sidewalk there in China. We witnessed it.
I was in a grocery store shopping, and this woman was with her child. The kid had his pants pulled down. She had a bottle in front of him, and he was peeing in a bottle in the aisle in the middle of a grocery store.
What's after China?
I don't know what's after China. I don't think I want to stay in China.
Out of all the places that you traveled to thus far, where would you live other than China?
Maybe Thailand. I don't think I would do it permanently. Maybe for just a year or two. Well, maybe like a year. It'd be fun. I like the weather there and just
I call it Thailand.
The lay of the land is nice.
I try to like with a lisp.
That's okay.
Thailand.
Dude, the world is your oyster. Whatever that means.
The world is a vampire. Yeah, what does that mean? I still don't understand that quote. The world is your oyster. The world is your oyster. Oyster. Is it oyster?
What the hell that means?
Oyster.
Oyster.
I always want to say oyster. You are in a position to take the opportunity that life has to offer. The expression may come from Shakespeare's The Merry Wives of Wisdom. Why then the world's my oyster, which I with sword will open. So it's like the world is the oyster, and you can choose to crack it open and get the pearl from within. That should be our that should be a segment of ours. What have you been wondering? What's on your mind? What wonder days? The wonder of the week.
Are you really high right now?
No, Seth, this is art.
The wonder of the week.
This is art happening. I'm channeling my muse.
I don't understand that. About to get ready for the day.
Yeah, what are y'all going to do
We
today?
got some places we got to go to. It's our last day. It's our last day here in Hong Kong, so we got to take advantage of it. There's a place called Tower 100, something 100, that has a really cool observation deck on the top of the building. We're gonna go over there and check that out. You're supposed to get a really cool 360 view of the city from super high up. There's a market we want to go to. There's a little street. So I guess songbirds are a common thing here.
Songbirds.
And there's a street that people take their songbirds for a walk, quote unquote. They leave them in the cage, but they all take them to the street at a certain time in the day. And so the street is lined with birds and all these birds singing. And it's just people's pets that they take outside.
Hang hang.
And back to the grind, man. Then Christmas is coming up soon. What are you guys going to do for Christmas?
I don't know. We're going to Vegas on Monday, and then we're going to hop over to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And then come back to Vegas, and then drive back to Montana.
What are you going to do in Vegas? You going to gamble?
I have no idea. No idea, dude, because I'm not really much of a big drinker or partier or gambler, so I'm not sure what we're going to do in Vegas. But I'm sure there's plenty to do.
There'll be some fun shows you can check out.
And then we're going to hop over to L.A. and go to the Comedy Store and watch Joey Diaz.
Who else is going to be there? If it's the Comedy Store, if you go to the main room, there's got to be a good lineup of comics.
All I know is I looked on there and it said December 18th, Joey Diaz. The day I turned 30, I'm at the Comedy Store seeing Joey Diaz. That's fucking epic.
I'd love to go to the Comedy Store.
Me too, man.
That should be really fun.
That's literally on my bucket list. So, dude, we're just a couple of world travelers, man. What's up?
Hey, do it while we can. Life is short. Get out there and see the world. The world is too big to stay home and never go anywhere.
I know. I got this map above the desk here, and I just stare at it, and I just think about going to all those places, and trying to plan on going to all these places. I want to see all this shit.
We're always talking about where we want to go next, what we want to do. We may start hitting up Europe here before too long and going back that way, and I really want to go to Switzerland. I really want to go to Switzerland. Cool. I just want to see the mountains and stuff there, but there's a lot of places we haven't been to. We want to go back to. Jody wants to go to Venice before the city sinks and it's underwater and you can't go anymore. We've been to a few. We got to go to Paris and Rome before, but
yeah, we've never been to Europe.
Italy's huge. Europe is huge.
Have you been to Amsterdam yet?
No, I still want to. I would like to go there too, though.
What if we tried to do that next year? Well, shit, y'all are going to try to come out here next summer. But I would love to go to Amsterdam. I want to go out there and get weird in public.
Get weird? Yeah, that could be fun. And I want to do Oktoberfest, too.
That is your heaven. Oktoberfest in Germany?
Fill my mouth with sausages, sauerkraut, and beer, and I'm one happy man.
Dude, the last time I went to Oktoberfest, I got so drunk I had to be carried out of there. I'm reckless.
What, the Oktoberfest in Oklahoma?
Yeah.
That's fun.
It was fun.
China has their Oktoberfest, kind of.
Weren't we there?
It's kind of Oktoberfest.
We were there for that, right?
It's just a beer festival. No, you weren't here for the beer festival.
Yeah, we were.
It happens in
we were, though.
September.
Yeah, that's when we came.
It happens in... You came in February. We may be taking another trip here next month because we'll have 2 weeks off of work or about 10 days off of work for Chinese New Year. So we'll need to get away then, too. It's too damn cold to stay home and do nothing.
What are you thinking?
I don't know. Somewhere warm. Somewhere south.
Dude, we're thinking about doing the same thing. This time next year, we're hoping to be in Mexico. Once Christmas is over, we're going to be in Mexico for at least 3 months. Just south of Tijuana, there's this place called Ensenada. That place looks pretty dope. Because I want to be able to surf, and I want to be able to learn Spanish. And it's totally affordable out there too.
What's Tijuana popular for?
I think because they're on the border of like USA and Mexico, they're popular for illegal drug trade.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
But along that west coast, there's just a bunch of port cities, where the cruise ships will port. Like if you go even further south and then a little east, it's Puerto Vallarta, where the cruise ships always dock and then the tourists get off. And so they're always big cities, with
We went there.
a lot of hustle and bustle. Yeah, we've been there. Did we go there on that cruise?
Yeah, because we went to there, Cozumel, and Yucatan.
How did we get there? We started in Galveston, right?
Yeah.
And then you go all the way south around South America?
What?
I'm confused.
You can't go all the way around South America. Whoa, wait. What's the place you said?
Puerto Vallarta.
Nah, I fucked up. We didn't go there.
I was telling Mercedes the same thing, that we went to that place, and she was like, no, I don't think so. And it didn't make sense. I was looking at the map. I'm like, how the fuck would we even get there if we started in Galveston? It's impossible. But we went from Galveston to Cozumel.
That's a fast-ass boat.
Yeah, it's just impossible. I'm like, wait, what?
And then Yucatan Peninsula.
But that does ring a bell,
I think
right?
that's what it was, is
Puerto
Yucatan.
Vallarta?
I don't know.
I do remember going to a restaurant in Oklahoma City off of, like, on the south side with Lalo and, like, a bunch of people we worked with at Alfredo's, and it was called Puerto Vallarta. You know how Mexico, on the very west side of it, it has, like, this little finger hanging off. It almost looks like Florida. That's where Tijuana and Ensenada is, and then you go further south, and that's where Puerto Vallarta is.
It's a bay, right?
Hey, baby. Is that what they call that?
I guess
is that
it's
what that
a bay.
is?
It's called the Baja Peninsula, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
little
yeah.
strip of land you're talking about.
Because when
Yeah.
you look that up, it says Ensenada, Baja California, Mexico. It looks cute. It looks cute as fuck out there, and they said that there's really good surfing, and I want to go check it out.
Why not?
Why not? Hashtag why
Life
not?
is short.
That's straight Russell Westbrook right there. R.I.P.
He was playing in a basketball game the other day and made a shot. The game was tied, and he made a shot with like 1.5 seconds left. And he was like, game over, game over. And then the other team inbounded the ball and made a three and won the game.
No way.
And that was kind of fun.
Damn it, man.
He called it way too soon. There's another player that did that too, Trae Young in Atlanta. He called a game. They went up by 6 with like 59 seconds left. And he was saying the same thing. He's like, it's over, game over. And they ended up losing by 14 points. So watch your mouth until that clock strikes 0. Watch what you say.
It's like those guys racing in the Olympics or something, like going around the track and then
Throwing their hands in the air, celebrating early. Yeah.
gotta stay focused, bro. Gotta stay focused. Hashtag stay focused.
Or like in football, like people will be running for a touchdown and then they drop the ball right before they cross over the line.
Yeah. I've seen that
like purposely
before.
drop the ball, like, I just scored a touchdown. Jesus, come on.
I saw
man.
the last time I saw one, the guy was about to cross it into the end zone, and then he just kind of tossed it back behind him, and it just stalled right there before it crossed the end zone with him.
Yeah, and he missed out on his touchdown.
Trying to be fancy.
Yeah, don't do it. Well, shit, man, I'm going to have to wrap this up here pretty soon.
You think you'd be good at rugby?
No, fuck no. I'd never even want to try to play rugby. That shit is too much contact for me.
You're a solid 6'5", 135.
Something like that. Solid is a good word to use.
Yeah.
Actually, no, it's not. It's more... it's like half solid, half liquid.
Semi-solid.
Semi-solid, yeah. But shit.
You should look on Audible for a book on dicks.
How to cure...
Fuck.
How to cure my dicks.
Forget it.
How to cure my dyslexia.
Dicklexia. Yeah.
There may be a...
That's how I'm going to start pronouncing it. Sorry, I got dyslexia.
It leaves a constant bad taste in my mouth.
Dude, I love Cracker Barrel. They got chicken and dumplings and checkers and a gift shop. Come on now.
And the rocking chairs on the front porch.
Yeah, biggest rocking chairs you ever seen. What the fuck is a Cracker Barrel anyways? It's full of rich crackers? Just this barrel full of, like, those crackers, just those saltine crackers? What is this?
It's just a place for racist people to eat.
Racist? I've seen some brothers at Cracker Barrel.
No, man, it's all white people in there. White people, and the only way there's young people in there is if they're with an older person. Like, young people don't go there by themselves. They go with grandma.
So Cracker Barrel, there's just a guy in the logo. The guy looks like he's from KFC. He looks like Colonel Sanders, and he's just leaning on a barrel. That's their logo. I don't understand it. Cracker Barrel. What is that? What's the term?
It's just a barrel of crackers. Cracker Barrel and Western Sizzlin' are kind of alike.
You just named my Grandpa Johnny's 2 favorite restaurants in the world.
Here's to Cracker Barrel.
Here's to Cracker Barrel.
I'm going to have to wrap this up, man. We got a lot to do today. It's already noon here. We wasted half of the day. Yippee-ki-yay. I'll talk to you again before your trip to Vegas and shit, man. And
Word.
If not, though, enjoy. You're going to have a time of your life.
It's going to be pretty epic.
I want you to bet on something. Yeah, go play some bets for me on something.
Yeah, I'm going to play some roulette. I'm going to play some 21. I'm going to play some Texas Hold'em. I'm going to play some...
Yo.
I'm gonna play Slapjack and Gin Rummy. I'm going to play Trouble and Sorry.
They have war at that casino here. Casino war. And that's exactly what it is. You get a card, dealer gets a card, winner take all. Like I said, just go play one of those lucky. Just go to your roulette and put it on red or black. And just try to get lucky.
Does that increase my profits if I were to call out the number and the color?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You can win. Your odds are a lot better. Because, so, like, you can put your money on a single number. You can put it on corners. It's in, like, block patterns, like, on the board. So if you put on, like, the corner, that means it can land on one of those 4 numbers. And I think you win maybe, like, 4-1 instead of 1-1 like you do red or black. Or you can do, like, low, middle, or high numbers. Or you can do... There's a lot of different ways you can bet it.
How does the dealer know? How does he know what game you're playing? How does he know if you're going to bet a quarter or whatever you're calling it, you know?
Everybody has their own colored chips, and the chips have value. So you just put your chips down wherever you want to bet.
There's options on the table that you can select with your chips. Like a menu of...
Yeah.
Okay. So you could either do black or you could do 8 black.
No. The colors are already, like, the black and red are already, like that doesn't change. Like, it's like every other number and then black, red, black, red, black, red on the wheel. So, like...
Why do they call it Russian roulette, but it's played in China?
It's not... Russian roulette's with a gun. They don't offer that at a casino. Yeah, you don't want to play that. I bet $100 that this next pull of the trigger will not blow my brains out. Bang! You lose.
Now that's gambling.
Yeah. So, all right, man. Enjoy your trip. I'm going to holler at you sooner than later. It's been fun.
Where are y'all at again?
Until next time. I'm not going to keep this going with you. It's time to go.
All right, dude.
Until next time. Peace.
Don't you worry about it, bitch. I know somebody like it.